Hey guys, it's Han. So today's video is going to be a testing video, and I kind of want to start a new series here on my channel where we do kind of shorter, like more focused testing videos on certain products. I've actually had this in mind to do for a little while, and I noticed recently that a lot of you guys have been asking for more makeup content, which I'm very happy to do because I'm feeling very inspired makeup wise at the minute. I've had it in mind to do for foundations for a while, where we do maybe like foundation Fridays and test out a different foundation every week. So let me know what you think of the idea, and let me know if you have any products in mind that you want me to try out. So today we're going to be looking at the Fenty Beauty Concealer, which I have actually tried a lot of products from Fenty before. I tried pretty much the full range when it first launched. I think it was 2017 when it launched now, although it feels like yesterday, the years go so quick. I wasn't a massive fan of a lot of the products. I felt like a lot of the base products especially were geared more towards oily skin, so the foundation and things like that I wasn't super keen on. But when I saw they brought out a new concealer, I felt like it looked really promising. The shade range is incredible. Obviously there's 50 different shades, and I've watched a couple of videos and reviews on it already, and people have basically been saying that it's more of like a medium coverage concealer, quite buildable, quite smooth on the skin and things like that. So when I was watching those videos on the Fenty concealer, I felt like it sounded very similar to the Barry M concealer, which for those of you who've been watching my videos recently, you all know I am obsessed with this concealer. I love it so much. This was only £4 as well, so it's literally like a quarter of the price of the Fenty one, which is about 19 to 20 pounds, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I used the shade Cookie. The only thing I will say about this concealer is the shade range is dreadful. It's a sack of shit, okay? Barry M needs to come out with more shades of this concealer, especially deeper shades, because it's such a good formula for the price. In terms of price and product, the Barry M one is about £4 and you get 5ml of product, and the Fenty Beauty is 19 to 20 pounds, I want to say. I got it at Harvey Nicks, I can't quite remember, I think it was 19, and you get 8ml of product, so you do get a little bit more in the Fenty concealer, but this one is still more affordable. So I picked up two shades. I got the shade 210 and 190, so 210 and 190. Packaging wise, they're like the same height, but this one is a lot thicker. Obviously this has more product in the Fenty concealer, and all in all I do really love the packaging that Fenty produce. So in terms of shades, you can just about see them. The bottom is my Barry M concealer in the shade Cookie, which is shade number 3, and then we've got Fenty in 190 and Fenty in 210. Probably gonna have to use 210 today just because 190 is a lot lighter, than my Barry M1. The only thing I will say about this concealer is it does oxidize quite a bit, the Barry M1, so it is a lot lighter when you first apply it to the skin, but it has oxidized and gone darker. It's also quite a lot pinkier than the other shades, so hopefully it doesn't look too crazy on my face, because I do actually have to go out and I want to do a wear test with this. So I'm just going to do my Barry M1 as I usually would, and I'm going to do it on this side of the face. This has a much smaller applicator. It's a doe foot, which I don't mind, but I do prefer like a flat applicator when it comes to concealer and lip gloss and things like that, just because I feel like a doe foot doesn't always give you as much product as you want and you have to dip back in. So I'm going to do Fenty on the other side, but just to read what it says on the box and what the product claims. So it says it's an instant photo soft coverage for all, long wear, light as air, and crease proof. So yeah, it says it's a photo soft coverage. I'm assuming that means like medium to full. Long wear, crease proof, all of that good stuff. Feels very smooth. That's the first thing I'm noticing, like especially the applicator as well. It's very smooth on the skin. It kind of just glides. So I'm just going to apply kind of like a similar amount to what I applied on the other side. But yeah, that is what that is looking like. Already I can tell that this is a lot more glowy than the Barry M1, which is kind of interesting. Pretty much the only thing that I don't like about this concealer is the shade range. Like they just need to extend it, because honestly it's such a good formula for the price. You can see straight away like it just looks really flawless on the skin. I'll put the brightness down a tiny bit. Okay, and then I'm just going to switch the sponge around, and I'm just going to do this side. Feels a little bit thicker than my Barry M1, but it seems to be blending in quite well. So it is a little bit more glowy, I would say, but it doesn't matter too much because I'm going to set it with powder either way, so I don't really mind. If anything, it's kind of a sign that it's maybe a little bit more hydrating, which is good for me because my under eye does get a slightly more drier. In terms of being crease proof, I'd say it settled a tiny little bit into my very like fine lines under my lashes. Looks pretty similar. I might do another layer of each side just to see how they both build up. Kind of weird when it blends out, like it almost sticks to the skin and the sponge. just because it is a little bit more like dewy and tacky. But coverage wise, it looks really nice. Like, it looks really nice. They actually look very similar side by side. I don't know if it's just me. Let me know in the comments if you see anything different between each side. But this probably has a little bit more coverage and maybe brightens a little bit more because it's a tiny bit of a lighter shade. I'm going to set them both with my YSL powder. This is in the shade 2. Obsessed with this powder. I love it so much. I literally just use it again with a damp sponge. I just take a good bit on the sponge and then I just press it into the skin, starting from like the outer corner and moving inwards. I don't really bake or anything like that. I just kind of press it in until it's all gone and all sunk in, and then I'll just go over with a brush if I need to. In person, I wouldn't be able to tell that I'm wearing 2 completely different concealers. Like, they literally look the same. Also, can we just talk about that powder? How good does your skin look after that powder? It just smooths everything out, literally everything. But yeah, that is a close-up. I'm trying to like get the camera to focus on my under eyes because both do settle a little bit into my fine lines, but to be honest, like, it's nothing that I'm super bothered about. Okay, so I just went ahead and finished the rest of the face off camera, so I thought I'd just show you how it's looking now. I've literally just sprayed myself with All Nighter by Urban Decay. So far, they literally look the same. The only thing I'm noticing that's the tiniest bit different is I can still see a little bit of the glow coming through at the very inner corner here. Both sides I feel like look really good though. If anyone can tell a difference or tell like literally anything between them, then let me know in the comments below. But looking at them in the mirror, that's the only thing I would say, just that glowiness there, but it's not something that I'm mad at or anything. They literally look pretty much the same, which I'm gonna be kind of shook about. Okay, if a £4 concealer compares to a £19 concealer, I'll be pretty shocked. Anyway, I'm gonna go about my day and I'll check in a couple of times. I'm gonna try and wear it for as long as possible, like hopefully 12 hours. So yeah, I'll speak to you in a little bit, boys and girls. Okay, so it's been about 5 hours, hence why it's like pitch black, because there's no natural daylight now. It's nearly 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm about to go out. I'm about to go and watch my friend Isla's dance show, so I thought I'd just quickly check in and then do one right at the end of the night as well, just so that you can see how it's wearing. I'm actually pretty shocked, guys, to be honest, because no joke, I cannot tell the difference between the Fenty side and the Barry M side, so basically the high-end and the drugstore side. If anything, the Fenty one I think has creased a little bit more on me. It's very minimal, like it's literally just me nitpicking. If I was just to look like normally, then I wouldn't even notice. But if I'm going to get into like the nitty gritty, you know what I'm saying, then I would say the Fenty's creased a tiny bit more. Yeah, I'm pretty shocked because they look the exact same, and considering one is £4 and the other one is £20 or £19, sorry, I'm kind of shocked. The only thing that's making me really sad about this video is the shade range for the Barry M concealer. I just wish they had more shades, and I'm just praying that they bring more out this year, because 6 shades is just not enough for a concealer. Like, it's really not. I've not touched up my skin at all, apart from my forehead here with a little bit of powder because it was getting a little bit oily. Since I have come off the pill, I've just been getting quite a lot of spots on my forehead, and my skin's got a lot oilier, so I have to kind of powder that a little bit more throughout the day. I'm shook. Okay, considering they look the same, one is £4 and one is £19. That's pretty crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna try and do at least 10 hours wear, so that takes me up to 11 p.m. at night, which I'll definitely still be awake then because I'll be editing this video for the morning. So I'm gonna head out and I will check back in a little bit. So I thought I'd just quickly check in because I've just had a look in the mirror. I've not topped up my makeup since I last spoke to you. So in terms of conclusion, I feel like both concealers are really good. I'm still really happy with both sides. I'd recommend them both. I like them both. It's kind of annoying because I feel like the strength of one of them is the weakness of the other. So the Fenty one has a great shade range. There's going to be a shade for everyone who wants to buy it, so in that respect it's amazing and the formula is great. And then obviously the Barry M one doesn't have a great shade range, so that's kind of annoying. But then the Barry M one is so much more affordable than the Fenty concealer, and at the end of the day, not everyone wants to spend like £19 on a concealer, to be honest. So it's kind of a hard one. It's like one is good in an area where the other one is bad, and like vice versa. Yeah, they feel the same as well. Like, they don't feel any different. Also, can we talk about these spots on my face? Like, rude. Since I've come off the pill, like, I don't know if you can tell, but all this texture here, my skin is just having none of it. So I'm kind of waiting for like all my hormones to balance out, which is why my skin is just like acting up. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, it's something a little bit different for my channel. It was more of like a shorter, more focused testing video. So let me know what you thought in the comments down below. If you want me to do more of these, then let me know, because I can, of course. I know not everyone always wants to watch like 25-minute videos, and sometimes people prefer like shorter content. So that is kind of what I was trying with this video. Just something a bit new, something a bit different. I'm gonna go anyway and finish editing. So thank you so much for watching. I love you guys as always, and I'll see you in the next one.